Alright guys, so today we have HackerEarth July Easy Contest. Let me add the wrong button. Let me share the screen so that you can see what's happening. For technical reasons, there is no countdown on HackerEarth page, so I use CList as a countdown. It kinda works. Not ideal, of course, but better than nothing, right? So, and as we solve easier problems, I will broadly talk about what is HackerEarth, because I believe that last time I did not explain it, like not at all. So therefore, some of you may be wondering what the heck is that and how it works. So, HackerEarth is a platform for, I believe, both hiring and competitive programming. So, yeah, I just want to get going with one problem, and then we will talk about it more. Kind of takes a long time, but that's okay because everybody goes through it, so you don't have to stress about it. Plus, you got 3 hours for 6 problems only, which is more than enough. So if you go to challenges, you will see that there are competitive challenges, hackathons, hiring challenges, also university challenges, which I never ever use. And there are, if you turn everything off, except for CP. Maximum score is 27 for that one. Okay. Interesting. And if you also turn off this, let me quickly save it. So, or. So, okay, I will go through it later, but there are 3 types of competitive challenges. The input format is, I believe, something like this. And then there is what? NX. Yeah, we recently discovered, actually Max Gorhowski told me, well, he's not talking to me specifically, but he said if you specify 0, then it kind of specifies the type because 0 is integer of type int specifically. If you want to be explicit about the type, you can write something like this, and it also works if you want to get a vector of long integers, which you of course can do with 0LL as well. But I think that a lot of people find it very dangerous because you're not explicit about the type this way, but a vector of ints and longs is so common that I believe it kinda does what it should do. And the main reason is of course not one vector, but if you wanted a matrix, you can do it like that, and you no longer have to write vector of vectors of vectors of vectors, right? Previously, to specify a d-dimensional array vector, you needed to write the word vector d squared times, or big O of d squared. Now you only need to do it d times, which kind of makes sense for me. And of course you can define a variadic template, so only write vector once, or you don't even write it at all, just make vector and then pass dimensions. But this is already very good for me. I think it's just very smart. And of course it requires C++ 17. So, but it's mostly available, right? Yes, like here you can see C++ 17. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. We had several test cases, only up to 3. I wanted to find the subarray of minimum length with bitwise or at least x. Are you sure that it's the first problem? That's all I'm asking. Does not sound like the first problem, if I'm honest with you. I'll just create files for all problems. And I'm naming them like this because if you look at the leaderboard and that, I believe that they can be sorted in a different order. At least it got me confused at least once. So now I just use names. I should just open all problems, right? So that's what we do normally. We don't. Okay, so by the way, I don't know how often the leaderboard gets updated, so I better put it on resets. There are multiple plugins for Chrome that you can install which will refresh the page automatically. And optionally, they will make a harsh refresh. So let's see what are the other problems. In problem erasing the array, we're given a binary array of zeros and ones, A of n elements. Let's start with reading the inputs. Sure, it's binary, but whatever. We can perform the following operation as many times as possible. Choose a subarray starting n subarray English. Starting from first index, which is in version 3 and deleted. That finding the minimum number of operations to delete the entire array. So in version 3 there are not indices I and j such that, okay. Wait, but that basically means that we can delete a block of like... Okay. That is not complicated. Like if you think about it, we always delete either a block of several zeros in ones, or if the first block starts with 1, we got nothing to do, we got to delete that one on its own, or the block of ones. So what I believe we should do okay, I'm not gonna be smart about it. I'm just going to create a vector of blocks. And we'll think about what to do with that vector of blocks later. Okay. Also, I'm confused. That is very bad of them. They provide constraints, but they don't say like anything about the sum of s over all test cases, which is of course important. You can't just read empty elements here. No idea why they do it, but no, we don't have to read here. What we check is if AI is equal to current value, then a current length should get incremented by 1. Otherwise, if current length not equal to 0, then blocks we place back current value and then current length. Current length gets reset. It's reset to 1 because you had current element, right? And current value gets AI. Unreasonable. Now what we do is the following. If the first block starts with 1s, if the first block is that of 1s, and we have n blocks in total, then I think that, let's see, if blocks 0, also I'm afraid that you have to do that, but we are going to be smarter than that. We are going to be smarter than that because we will say like we'll push back a sentinel value. What it lets you do, it lets you don't care about what happens at the end of the array. So like you're guaranteed to process the last block because like it's guaranteed that -1 will hit the else branch. So nice little trick. If block 0 first is equal to 1, block 0 first is equal to 1, in both cases we will need the number of blocks. In this case, what I believe happens is we take block count. Let's think, there are actually not that many cases, right? There are 4 major cases. First block is 1, and the length is, the block count is even. So here, like 1 odd, 1 even, 0 odd, and 0 even. We can just write it explicitly, right? Block count and 1. Here is odd, else even. And place the same thing here. Of course, you can figure out the formula that combines the two, but whatever. So here, first block is 1 and the length is odd. In which case, what I believe we need is n plus 1 over 2 blocks. Because, like, you can imagine that we add 1 block of zeros to the beginning, then the length, then we get into this case. which is the easiest one, right? So if the first block is 0 and we have even number of blocks, then we just output n over 2. Here we add an imaginary block of zeros to the front. So we are done with this and this. Think about the rest. Here, more general example is this. It goes here, and in this case, you can imagine that you are adding a1 to the end of the array, and you get into that case, right? That 1 changes nothing. So n plus 1 over 2 here, because we added 1 and we converted back to that case. Here you can add 1 to the end and 0 to the beginning, and it will change nothing. So you have n plus 2 over 2. At least that sounds very reasonable. Let's see if it works on samples. So erasing something, erasing the array. Now this copy button does not work, so I just download test cases. Actually, I can check it here, but I don't remember how quick it is. Dude, what? Excuse me? What the heck? Oh, let's see. Dude, what happens? Why I can't copy paste my code in? What? You serious? Like, surely you can't do that to me. You can't make me use your editor because it's garbage. Okay, I think it will get better soon. Oh, I meant to do a different thing. The answer is 2, 1, 2. Dude, what's happening? Okay, copy. What? Warren? Dude, what? Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, how do I submit a file? What? Dude, that's garbage. Okay, I was not ready for it because the last time it was not like that. And I can't even copy paste that email address. I fucking... Okay, that is just... Oh... I'm so angry right now. And that is just unbelievable. No. I'm... Dude, what? Last month it was not like that. So I'm just super angry. You may not get it from my face, but I am. Okay, what is the email? ANOUUSHAK Mehra at HackerEarth.com. Okay, how do we behave polite in that situation. That's just ridiculous. Huh? It's the most hilarious content that I have ever made. I don't know, like, what the heck? Okay, so I wrote something as follows. So, hello. I've been doing competitive programming for more than 4 years already, and I have never encountered a more bizarre rules that's about copy-pasting in the editor. What makes it even worse is that it was not in place the last months, and I feel like I was not warned explicitly enough about such a dramatic change to your policy. I also feel like it's a bit too self-confident on your side to assume that all programmers like your editor. I think it's a garbage because it does not have my personal key bindings, code snippets, and more stuff like that. The online environment also provides quite slow compilation and testing times. To sum up, I find it ridiculous that I cannot code in my local code editor and just submit the solution file, as in all adequate competitive programming platforms. If you strive to become one, you should get rid of that rule as soon as possible. I hope that strive. Yeah, let me just double check. Anushka Mehra, right? Yeah, I'm just sending it. Dude, it's just ridiculous. Okay, enough of that. How do I keep my email open and not spoil anything too much? Okay, let's get back to our business. I honestly don't know how we're gonna go about it because for example, it means that all my meaningful variable names, they become a disadvantage. Whereas in my local code editor, I can type them once, and you saw me typing like CLE, and it changes to current length, or CV, and it changes to current value on top. Like, all you achieve by that is like you get terrible codes. You make people write terrible code as a result of it, which is bizarre for a hiring platform. Honestly, I have no words. I have no words. Okay, we should get back to our business, because we are here not to argue about. We are here to win, even if those guys are idiots. Okay, let's try to submit without EOS, because that's ridiculous. Like, I have not been warned about that. Not by any means. Also, like, tab is 4 spaces, which is ridiculous if you have, like, I don't know, 6 indentations nested. No auto-completion on pushback. Like, I'm so used to pressing Ctrl+C all the time that I will spend like at least 1 minute on each problem by not trying to not do it. Ridiculous. I don't know. See, now auto-completion for him plays back and stuff like that, so. Like, it has to know that B is vector. And therefore, it has to know that the only method that starts with in place is in place back. In place underscore. Technically, that's still like ridiculous. Yeah, and writing const, for example, is a disadvantage. I already forgot that that variable is named B and not blocks. Dude, like, I can't. More ridiculous, look. Oh, so I can copy paste from editor to itself, but that is just ridiculous. That is just ridiculous. Honestly, no like I usually end my messages, emails with something like "with respect, Nikita," right? Because it makes sense. I usually respect people that I communicate with. In this particular case, no respect whatsoever for these guys, for such a nonsensical attempt. What happened there? Why answer to 01 is... Okay. Value length, right? Blocks, so how do I do that? Yeah, recently discovered debugging with std error is much more convenient than anything that I was doing before. Dude, what? I can't capture C error. No words, no words. Because this way you can't normally separate debug output in just output, right? I want to see C error because if I print something there, it means that I do it for a reason and I know best if I want to see something. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, so we have the length of 2. The first bit is off and the length is even, in which case I print n over 2. Oh, I'm an idiot. I should print block count over 2. Yeah, you see, for example, now I have to comment that out, right? Yeah. It's just ridiculous. For example, we spent like 1 hour, no, okay, 30 minutes instead of 10 on that problem because I had to rewrite it. Dude, you're not getting a good review today. I wanted to make a review of what HackerEarth offers you as a developer. And the truth is that you don't get much, apparently. Okay, that's ridiculous. Okay. So apparently problems are very hard for these guys because with half an hour in, only like 30 people solved at least one problem. And also, luckily we found the easiest problem. Okay, bro. Okay, here we have to find all subarrays of minimum length with bitways or at least x. I'm just still frustrated by what just happened. Okay, no, I still don't want to solve it, so... I think that some people are getting good marks on Superjump in a grid. We're given an n times m grid in which each cell consists of either of 1 or 0. A cell ij is blocked if its value is 1. Standing at a cell ij, you can perform following steps. Move right to the next cell which is not blocked, move down. Initially at cell 1, 1, determine the number of ways you can reach m. Start. Okay, what's the trick? Why it is not a normal DP? Oh. Okay. 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 But still, like, no, 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 no. No, I think that it's fine. Like, okay, you just want to do it bottom up, not top down. And what is the... okay, so, like, I can't even make it bigger, right? Or can I? Doesn't really help. This is garbage. Like, can you, like, even if it was like mentioned somewhere when I was registering, like, you probably would not get like on the first read. Dude, that change is so dramatic that if you are making it, you gotta put it like, I don't know, over the screen, over the entire screen, one phrase only. You can't copy paste an editor. Do you get it? Then it's an explicit enough warning. Because, like, I remember what was in place the last time. I could easily copy paste everything because, like, it just makes sense. That's how every platform works. If you want to prevent cheating, you better come up with better problems. Alright? And also have some sort of anti-plagiarism detecting software. That's how you do it. You don't get rid of cheating like that. Because what will happen next is people will just send each other codes and rewrite it, split screen. Dude, that had literally no sense. Okay, okay, I gotta focus because, like, half an hour is gone and we are not doing great in that contest, if I'm honest. Dude, I forgot about it again. Okay. See? DP. P00 is equal to 1. Is it guaranteed that cell 1 is not blocked? Or do we don't care? Okay. This way I will get runtime error, right? Or I should actually say that it's equal to 1. No, I should not assert about the last part. Oh, the way I think it works is I'm kinda confident that the sum of all horizontal jumps in one line is at most n. So, like, you should not get in trouble if you write something like that. modulo. Okay. dpij plus equals dpxkj, right? This should get modded. Now we should copy paste this here. This should be this. This should be this. Oh. I don't trust this, guys, so okay. Oh, makes sense. Wait, why actually? Now I'm curious. Your dead code editor is just garbage. I can't see anything. Does it work like that? Okay, it works like that, but still. Now everything is giant, right? So. Oh, I should just break, right? Why exactly? Why did it get 2? This should not get 2, right? Oh, actually this is irrelevant, right? If we start with -1, then this condition will fail immediately. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, we have 7 on indentation levels or so, and it's just not working. Okay, okay, so for some reason it worked. Now I have to comment that, right? See, they don't guarantee that. What I believe we should do instead is if a00 is equal to 1, or in general not equal to 0. Oh, we can do it differently, right? Just say this is 1 and this is equal to 0 and nothing otherwise. What's taking so long? Okay, I got 100 for that problem. I don't know what it's all about. Yeah, normal guys are just getting 100, and then those two random guys got 77. I should change refresh time to 30 because there's too much. No, it even does not refresh, so can you find us here? Because I can't. Ridiculous. No. I legit can't find myself. But if you go to submissions, and it says that I got accepted for this and this, so I should have 200 points. Good. If you, like, I'm telling you legit. Silliest should get rid of HackerEarth fucking hell. That is not competitive programming platform, that is garbage. Honestly. Like, how does this ban copy pasting editor does not prevent cheating? It only means that they will find new ways. Like, dude, like, imagine a couple of friends who, for some reasons, are cheating. How it happens? They send each other files with solutions, right? And then, like, what stops you from split screen retyping the same solution? Nothing. Legit nothing. You can change variable names if you want, so in code editor and then retype. Like, okay, you made them spend like 5 minutes retyping instead of, I don't know, an hour solving a problem and then typing. Does it change anything? No. No. Does it confuse higher rated users? Yes. Hey. If you remember. Okay, it's just ridiculous. Like, how do you think? Am I mad because I can't cheat or because I find it ridiculous? And the answer is right here. If you go to July circuits and go to winners, then we actually got third place last month in the challenge. So maybe if the sort of winner of your contest is telling you that you're doing something wrong, maybe it is so. Okay? That's ridiculous. I still don't get that problem, but people clearly do. Okay, at least leaderboard has refreshed. What is passqueries all about? Undirected tree is end nodes. Tree is assigned a value denoted by AI. Simple pass. Exactly, that's how you write a pass. And there are also two dots. It's not an ellipsis, it's 2 dots. Okay, at least I'm having fun on Saturday morning. Very special kind of fun, but okay. A simple pass is said to be beautiful if the number of pairs of nodes where AI is odd in AI plus 1 is even in number of pairs where it's even in odd or equal. That is a confusing way to say that, okay, like all paths, as we know from all sequences of zeros and ones, as we know from the first problem today, can be of 4 types. Then you think, okay, I'm going to count this, this, this. Oh, I'm sorry, this should be, of course, A1. So I'm counting this and this, right? And then you say, okay, I'm going to count 0 ones. 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. It's like a pass is good if the number matches. So this, 2 reds, 1 green does not match. This, 2 greens, 1 red does not match. So in general, what you get is like endpoints have to be equal. I should equal parity, of course. Well, we can just as well say that AI gets its bitwise end with 1. Okay, it was a mistake too. We have Q queries. U value. Set the value of not equal to value and find the number of ordered pairs UV such that the simple pass between node U and V is beautiful. Excuse me? It is not. I'm confused. Why it is not just count number of odd and even values in the array? I don't understand. Okay. Ridiculous. No, if it's, I must be missing something, right? Yeah, you see the problem. I can't open. No, I can, right? So that's how. Okay. Okay, I partially take my words back. This feature is useful when typing. Tool. Okay, not that bad, no, but still. You don't have snippets, you don't have your library, you don't have normal auto-completion, you don't have C error, like, I don't know, it's just masochistic. Luckily, I don't care that much. What's going on? What's going on? It's undirected, right? It's got to be undirected. Yeah, now it looks strange, but I kinda agree that it's good if you use dummy name here, because this way you're sure that you are not using it anywhere in the loop, even if the loop is as simple as reading two integers, decrementing them because they are as always one based, and then saying something like GA pushback B. B pushback A. What are the next? What is the query? Query is of the form UV. Only U needs to be in decremented. Wait, what? Oh, there's only one query, okay. Wait, do we have to? I'm confused. I'm confused because as you can probably see, well, first of all, I'm gonna do that. Second of all, I'm gonna do that. But that's not the point. That's not the point. The point is the answer can't be 13 unless they are counting all pairs. All pairs. Now, all pairs is fine. I don't care about that. We can count that as well, right? So just even, odd, AI plus odd, plus even, right? But I don't guess it's all like have 13. Okay, because we also count pairs. No, I don't get it. Order it, right? Okay. Bro. What's the formula? Every even with every even, right? Every odd with every odd, but like if we have 3 evens, we only count pairs in the correct order. Like 3 numbers, we count 9, whereas we should count 6. How to get 6 from here? You guessed it correctly. We do something like that. Multiply by 1 just because. We can ignore the graph, right? Forget about it. My graph is useless. Okay, that is actually a funny problem, if it works like that. If it doesn't, then I don't understand. Yo, dude, why? Time, what? Time limit exceeded? You kidding me? Okay, no, you're not kidding me, but the thing is that we don't have fast input output. Oh, okay, print and okay, my bad. So first things first. That should be enough. Yeah, just the output format was wrong, right? Okay. Still wrong answer sometimes. Fascinating. Oh, surely. It belong. What happened? I legit pressed submit and then it did nothing. No. In fact, I remember. You see, I wrote it here like it's the most ridiculous rule that I have ever seen. That is technically incorrect. By the way, that was a good problem. Despite it's like a joke problem, it's still good. So actually the most bizarre rule that, no, I kind of don't know which one is more bizarre. But rule that platform called mycode.prepbytes.com, and I believe that there you can only make one submission every 60 seconds, which obviously does not hold for any other problem, but moreover you can only test run every 10 seconds. So like if your hardware for whatever reason is not what they have, you obviously need to test because you don't want to waste submissions, and therefore you kind of just gets ridiculous. It is even not true that you can switch to a different problem and submit there. So like it's one submission per 60 minutes overall, which makes kind of like even if you switch to a different problem and manage to make some progress, you won't be able to submit it until you get a chance to come back and fix the problems that you had, which is like ridiculous. I'm not sure which one is more ridiculous out of these two, but those guys never stop surprising me. Okay, what's the leaderboard? I'm surprised that Max Rank did not get pass scores. Must be output format, right? No, 30 seconds is still too quick. Okay. But dude, like somebody already solved everything. That's kinda sad. What? Well, I don't know. I was just figuring out everything for way too long. At the same time, the guy spends like 15 minutes on that problem. Okay. It is just that this contest is not going to play. Odd, even. We have a lot of problems about odd and even numbers. No way! No. Okay, let's just hope that it's not NTT, number theoretic transform, because it will be ridiculous to split screen type it. So Zonayar does not like stories of random arrays as a birthday present. But okay, guys. English, please. Although implies that there will be a comma here, right? Am I right? Like although and then something. English, please. Then but on although Nayara does not like stories of random arrays as a birthday present, but on her last birthday she got one such array as a birthday present. Okay, another issue that I have with those guys is that they used birthday 3 times in 2 sentences. After struggling for a day to figure out what to do with this array, she asked Aryan for help. He gave him this problem. formally, comma. No, that's just ridiculous. Can you please have proofreaders on your statements? You're given an array, and I'm gonna give this no more than 2 stars on clarity of questions. I'm not sure that they are reading my feedback, but I sometimes have enough anger to feel it. So we given an array A of n numbers. Let S be the set of XOR of all possible subsets of A. Find count of distinct numbers in S which have an odd number of bits on. Okay. Similar, find the count of distinct numbers in S which have an even number of bits on. Very large reported model on it. That is actually interesting. I'm kind of confused. It sounds like linear algebra problem actually. But it kind of doesn't at the same time. I don't know how to solve it straight away. Like n is too big to generate all possible subsets clearly. I mean, without subs, like, you don't know if the number that you're considering was already present. Have to know that. That's impossible. Okay. Okay, that's not what it means. Oh, by the way, there is a nice meme going on. This is HackerEarth logo. If you scroll just enough, it becomes kinda smile emoji. And it sums up my feelings about HackerEarth. This space is HackerEarth in one word. Okay. Still, people are solving ORs. Right? Okay, so is it true that I just have to maintain, yeah, no, okay, that's easy. That's easy. We'll need that kind of view though. And just remember that numbers are only 32 bits long. That's all I did to solve this problem. It's kind of sliding wind of your glasses. I'm just trying to figure out what the output format is. I assume that it's Okay, we'll go with that. That makes more sense. In each line, print in sorted order. Sorted order means what, actually? Okay, I assume it's lexicographic, but generally speaking, if you want to get two pairs of integers in sorted orders, you should specify what the order is, because maybe you wanted them sorted by right endpoint, which actually does not matter in this case, but still, you have to be careful about that. Yeah, you see, I just pressed Ctrl C again, Ctrl S. So the way we are going to do that is this. Is it shadowing or is it not? Let's make it a scope. One of those guys is wrong, I assume this. Like not wrong, but I should write it like that, right? Oh, and then I don't need a scope. Cool. I just did not want that L to collide with that L and cause any sort of problems. So that's what I need. Greater than, okay. Where is X actually? Here? Okay. What is that number? What is that number? No, I should just get like value all that. Okay, my idea is the following. So if value of OR is less than that of X, I'm not sure, what if X is equal to 0? Huh? Okay, so if value of OR is less than X, then OR at what? For every bit that there is. Speaking of bits, I probably still, like it has some key bindings. I'm not saying that it does not have all key bindings. I'm saying that it does not have my key bindings. Doesn't have, of course. I just wanted to change that because I was not sure, like, about 32 exactly, or 31. It's kind of sus. Value, no. Or at bits if a writes, and that guy. Still wrong. and v plus plus that. You can actually keep track of that in linear time, but like because you have to do that loop, you don't care, right? I'm thinking about. Else what we do, we say that LR gets in place back LR. If that ever happens, then I decrement that. Oh no, that's why I did not want to write it like that. That's why I did not want to write it like that. Okay. You see, I can't autocomplete into int6040, just ridiculous. Nope. Am I doing everything right? I think I am. Fair enough. Or, okay, or is resolved. I agree. CMT. That's true, that's true. I have a workaround. And it does not matter technically. Filtered. It's filtered, it only contains the guys who have the correct length. Understandable concern from the compiler here. And we are trying to take minimum of surprisingly enough. Okay, the reason is relatively clear. You know what? Like, that is not. How about that? No, I'm wrong, right? If error is less than n, you do that, else you break. Yes, like that. Because otherwise we were hitting this thing way too often. And here also L is 1 less than it should be, so I assume that we can just print like that. Because for me L is the last, the first included index, but it's 0 based, and then R is the first not included, but it's also 0 based, so it works, and L does not work because it's 0 based. Okay. How is it doing? Yeah, dude, like, legit. The lag in the leaderboard is insane. Like, I'm pretty sure that I have not seen Tabor anywhere near the top the last time I checked it. Okay. It's not like it's getting worse, right? I'm pretty sure that if this guy can solve infinite K treason, I also can solve, even if it's only 27 points. Still have more than half an hour and a half, so I'm saying that not because, but because I just know kinda him from different platforms, and I usually perform better. So we are given a K array infinite tree rooted at vertex number 1. All its edges are weighted 1 initially. Any node x will have exactly k children numbered k times x plus 0. Okay, it works. Okay. What? Okay, there is a good sync and a bad sync. Good sync. Tree is really short. It must 60 or so deep. Which I actually assume means that we can perform all queries explicitly. Okay, let's do it, because why not? I'm still confused by this contest. No, like the leaderboard lagging, it's fine. It's, you are kind of used to it if you do something beyond code forces and add code. Even Kotsha flags. Oh, actually, one platform that does not lag is Topcoder, surprisingly. I don't remember leaderboard lagging. Input format, can we please, okay, KQ. What if we use map to store No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that we will use an order. It might be because I have a better plan. Or are there... See, I can't even spell words and you want me to write without auto-completion. Ridiculous. Both of those guys should be ones. No, just that. Okay. First value is type. So yet again. Also, I don't like the comment color. I like it to be gray, not green. And can I change that actually? No, like I have... Oh, I can change that, but the difference is wow so big and wow so small. Okay. No, I like it small. Despite I can't see anything, at least oh, I can't even like hide that. So dumb. Okay, ridiculous. Sorry guys, but so the way we are going to solve this problem is we need a path to parent, right? Because the tree is not deep, therefore we can process all queries explicitly. And the thing that PV is going to store weight of path to parent for every vertex. And we are going to update them when necessary. So the first thing we need is to pass to parents. Root paths. I'm pretty sure we can do something like this. So 1. First node is 1, okay. Awesome. Look at that, that's ridiculous. Like, their images are big, but you can't, there is no option. So the only thing you can do is make so that everything smaller, but then you can't see anything. Okay. Now the way why it's good is because we can do that. Like with these numbers, all of them get to x when you divide by k. So I'll just do this. RP. Does this compile? I just want to. Yeah, my code did not print anything, but it compiled, which is already a success. So notice how I can't. So I have like code here, but it gets scrolled almost immediately. I can't hide that menu. That's the problem. Okay. What do we find next? What do we find next? Once again. not RPU empty, not RPV empty. You can do the battery, you can do 2 in 1, but this thing gets passed to root pass. This thing gets LCA pass. Something like that. Do we have to record LCA itself? I don't think so. Surely I'm gonna wrap it into a pair itself. So what we do here is we say like, hello, can you please give us this and this. What you're gonna say next is that you have some weight. What happens to that weight? Well, it gets incremented by get of map. No, get of node. You will see why in a second. Because I'm going to need that in so many places, what's going to happen is single letters. What is the line by line, or how? Line by line, okay. Once again, yeah, hopefully, yeah, just also here. This is incorrect. This was incorrect. If not, you see, default value is 1 and not 0. So I have to be very careful. And number of template arguments should were 2772. 27. Yes, I admit my mistake. I was meant to write that. Surely I forgot something like semicolon here. Bro. And previously declared here where? Excuse me, where? That's not previous. 54, 51. I admit my bad. Well, that was actually a useful compiler work. Memory limit exceeded what? Oh, no, I don't understand why. Haha, well, why actually? Where it can get exceeded. It can only get exceeded if we were memory in time also. So we have an infinite loop somewhere where we don't have a loop here, we don't have a loop here, we have a loop here. Let's say we are printing, oh, stupid, repeat back, of course. Okay, submit. Oh, okay, they only had 27 test cases for this one, so. Great leaderboard. Here is 400, here is 300. Okay, now we have to solve odd even, which actually does not look like it's super easy, because only 4 people solved it. Okay. Yeah, that's the most complicated problem, I assume. Everything else is easy. The lag must be severe. So great, success rate is kind of nice. That is not a good sign. This guy is usually smart. Can I take a look at... Oh, okay, so he solved it. I'm still wondering how to do it. So surely, department, that's my concept. That's pretty hard to collect quickly. Get rid of that and probably get rid of that. Why does it sound? Okay. Sorry guys, I'm back. No, see, I pressed Ctrl S again. I'm just old habits never going to wear off. I don't get it. How do you do anything useful? Oh, it's actually not int, right? It's string. Oh, and they also kindly provided elens for those bits. So what I'm thinking is that we need of an MDP. Maybe something like that. I don't know. Maybe something like that, actually. But I don't have any idea how to do that. My biggest concern is that we are not counting the same integer twice. Without it, it's probably relatively easy. But with it, I have no idea. You know. Okay, imagine that. No, it does not work like that. Or does it? Or does it? I feel like it may just work. May just work. But why are they all going to be distinct? That is not. It's not explaining anything. It's not explaining anything. I'm gonna take a short break, I think, because I'm a bit tired of that. Okay, so what I did, I like, as you can see, I got accepted, and it turned out to be a linear algebra problem, in fact, because what actually happens is the way that XOR works, all possible subset XORs, they form a subspace of z2 to the power of n. So all like bitwise bit strings of length m can be represented as 0, 1 vectors of length m. That's exactly what you denote in mass by z to n. 2 means that they are 0, 1, so remainders modulo 2. And then your XOR is addition modulo 2, so that works just fine. And we can prove a theorem that states the following, like everything that you can get as a subset XOR of some set is in fact z2k for some k between 0 and n. Can be any k. The only trick is that like these k bits that can be on and off, they can be not very consecutive, they cannot be actually bits. it's like this. You can, for example, if you have like that vector and that vector, all subset XORs that you can get, they can be represented as length 2 vectors once you group those two ones together. You see, it's gonna be my new bit. So I change several bits into one bit. Similar logic works like in general. If you had a linear algebra class, you should be familiar with that. It's like basic math. So once you remember that, all you have to do is to find k and do some minor adjustment. Because once you know like what k is, there are more or less two options for you. Option 1 is like, you may say like, hey, if I have just bit strings of length k, then like unless k is equal to 0, which is a special case when I only have like this string, if k is equal to 1 or anything bigger, then count of strings with even number of bits and odd number of bits, even number of bits and odd number of bits, it's always equal, right? Right. Like, it's true if your bits count as 1 bit each. But I just said that in such cases, you substitute several bits for 1 bit, so that counting rule does not hold any longer. So what you have to do instead is you have to, first of all, you have to find an algorithm to find basis, which I did on Code Forces. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Definitely in upvotes. I also put a link to it in my submission, despite it's a bit different code. Like, for example, I use bit sets because my bit sets can be a little bit longer. So I use bit sets instead of ints. So yeah, it's a bit different. But still, like, this is algorithm, like this part is almost copy pasted from here. So I decided I'm gonna put a link just to argue that, like, hey, I found an algorithm online. It's not like I asked a friend for it or something. So I believe that finding a basis is not an algorithm that you should remember, because it's not something you use very often in competitive programming. So once you know that, the trick is that, as I said already, if your basis was like this, so you compressed all guys into length 2, or even lengths in general, then all numbers that you can get will have even number of bits turned on. So that's what I check here, basically. Not k is equal to 0 is a special case, which can only occur, I believe, when all numbers that you have are zeros. Other than that, you check whether there is at least one vector in basis that has odd number of bits turned on. If there is, then the division is equal. Otherwise, everything has even number of bits in it. Then I just pre-compute also number of powers of 2 for convenience. You could have done it like here. It doesn't matter. As you can see, it's pretty quick, so there was no real need to do that. But yes. Also, bit sets definitely help with speed, I'm pretty sure, because I am able to do that just like with normal integers, without writing a for loop myself. So very, very, very convenient. With that out of the way, the ranked list is still lagging. Several people already solved everything. I'm still lagging. So I don't know. Attempt. I don't know what to say. This rule is ridiculous. It was like, it costed me half an hour, basically, on every problem. All right? So, imagine I solve this problem in, okay, not half an hour, let's say 20 minutes. So I could have solved that in 10 minutes. Right? It doesn't end here. It means that on every problem I get a extra 20 minutes of penalty, which in total is 2 extra hours. So for example, if I finish right now, I will probably get like 2 hours 10 minutes, so I will be at 7 hours 25 minutes, which, imagining I don't have extra 2 penalty hours, is 5 hours 25 minutes and puts me into prize places. Even though technically it's probably, I'm not gonna get any money of that either way, because despite my another ridiculous thing about HackerEarth, you can see that my rating is 1588. It says that I participate only in one contest, and therefore they can't plot a graph, because it will have only 1 point. No, that's a lie, because I placed in top 10 in all June competitions. That is just ridiculous. So, a competition happened a month ago. A month ago, if you go to that competition page, you will find out that ratings will be updated in each programmer's user profile 5 days after the challenge ends. Now that's a lie, because fucking months has passed and no rating updates yet. Why, I'm gonna explain why it is terrible, because I go into this contest, which is like July version of the same thing. Now there is this thing that prizes are given to top participants with ratings under 1600. I go into that contest and I don't know if it is going to be, if I can get prizes from it, which is just ridiculous. So, excuse me, HackerEarth. Overall, problems are pretty fun, despite the order is completely random, nonsensical. Like last month it was sequential, I'm telling you. Last month it was sequential, like 3 easy problems to moderate 1 hard. I don't know, 4 people solved the hard one fully, and I was one of them. Bruh, but that's ridiculous. Like, also a problem that is worth 27 points. What the heck? Why 27? Because you have 27 test cases and you did not care about scaling the points? Okay, that is the most ridiculous platform that we have ever seen in a video. So, there are more ridiculous things that I do off camera, like prank bites. And you're not going to see a video on that anytime soon because it's just terrible. But, like, hackers, please be adequate, okay? Like, whoever introduced that rule, just fire them. They have no idea what competitive programming is. Another interesting thing, as I already mentioned, I placed third in a long challenge, which means that I get an Amazon gift card. Only $50, but still money, right? I have not been contacted yet. Maybe I should contact them first, but that's that is just ridiculous. Yeah, I had to contact several people first to get my prize. Okay, okay. In general, I promised you a review of HackerEarth. For whatever bizarre reason, I don't know, but for some reason, it's telling me that I solved some 180 problems on HackerEarth. I have no idea where that comes from. Maybe because I am registered here for quite some time. We got to Celeste on my profile. HackerEarth. On July 25th, 2020, I participated in circuits. Got some rubbish rank points. So maybe I solved some practice problems there, but I don't know. So I can't tell you much about practice session. Maybe it's not that bad. Maybe with huge uncertainty. So as a competitive program, you're most likely interested in compete type. Now, that compete type is over-polluted, I think, with job offerings, hackathons, and other not very CP-related shit. But like HackerEarth apparently is not a competitive programming platform because they have lots of garbage. Still, like we turn off hiring challenges, hackathons. For some bizarre reason, they do not save your preferences, so the very next time you log in, you will probably see hackathons and job offerings again. Okay, maybe the very next time you harsh refresh. No, okay. Let's say, okay, maybe you just saw that like maybe after you close your browser it loses cookies or something like that, and you have to unclick those again. But that's half the problem. Like, still, if you filter everything but competitive challenges, you will see machine learning challenges, which is like, dude, are you Kaggle or something? You're not Kaggle. You're much worse, honestly. Like, okay, disregard machine learning challenge. There's most of the time there's at most one ongoing. Okay, now you have three types of competitions. The first one is easy. All three competitions are monthly. So you have easy, you have data structures and algorithms, coding contests, and you have circuits. Now, circuits is code chef-long challenge. Despite the problems are a bit easier and a bit worse, objectively. Like, I could never have thought that I will say that code chef-long challenge is better than something, but it is better than HackerEarth circuits. Despite I won Amazon gift card of $50 the previous months, I don't think it was a good contest. Especially because the approximation problem was just junk. Like, I don't want to tell you what was my solution to get like 99.6 points out of 100. So almost the best solution you can get with, I don't know, like 10 lines of code. That is not how the approximation problems should work. I believe a good example of approximation problem is something that Top Coder Marathon does. That's more or less good, despite I have seen only several problems, I still think that there are much more in the spirit of approximation field. Now, data structures and algorithms has 3 problems and is quite hard. So last time we had like one obvious problem, then one problem was number theoretic transform. If you go there, you will see that I got a bit carried away by that problem. I got 8th rank, but you can also see one interesting observation. Like for first problem, Mark's run got 100 points, I got 94, and then everybody else got 4 at most, because it's a number theoretic transform problem. And I also got it like in the last minute. So I did not have it pre-written, so I had to find the implementation, fixing that, and then it's passed all cases but one, on which it TLE'd by like, I don't know, 3.02 seconds out of 3 allowed. You can see like one test case TLE'd just, so effectively 2 people in the world solved this problem. And then there was XOR tree, which is kind of 3DP problem. I don't really know. Like you just had to be quite careful with what you're doing, but I got carried away by that problem. So this is hard. Like, given that you only have 90 minutes for 3 problems, 2 of which are hard, that actually is tough. Also, okay, so this is relatively okay. Easy is like all but one problems are for experienced coders really easy, and then one problem is a bit challenging. So the questions are not particularly good. Like at Coder Beginner Contest has higher quality of questions, and also better topic coverage. So here they, for the last problem, they typically pick some like random topic, not something that you will, random hard topic that is Googleable, not something that, where you have to think a lot, but that's something you have to find an algorithm and just realize that, oh, that solves this problem. So overall, like, problem quality, bad, more or less fine. So this one is. And this you just don't want to do that at all. Then like, for some bizarre reasons, like there are prizes, but there are prizes only under 1600, and then on the only normal competitions there are no prizes. So clearly the guys are facilitating the, I don't know what they are campaigning for, but for something stupid. Okay. Contests, like most of them are bad. You can participate in DSA. You can participate in DSA, that's it. Then yeah, but like this is ridiculous. I will follow up with guys on email because it's just ridiculous. Then what's next on our review page? Next on our review page is logo. Logo says it all. No, but seriously, code editor is questionable. This rule is garbage. We already discussed it. There is no std error, which means that you can't debug as you do normally, or at least as I now do normally. Another shitty thing to have. Disregard this, okay? Like, next, rating updates, very slow. Very slow. More than 1 month has passed. No rating update yet. Prizes, they take a long time to connect to you. Maybe you have to contact them first. I don't know. I will contact them today, later. Overall, my opinion of HackerEarth is that it is an interview preparation platform that thinks that it has some idea of competitive programming, which it doesn't. Badly organized, with changing rules, average quality problems, and you probably don't want to participate in any competition there, even if you win some prizes, which is unlikely. Sorry, but that's true. Like, they have only 3 prizes once a month, right? So I was very lucky to just get 3rd place by penalty times. But if you go back and actually check the leaderboard, you will see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people, including Gennady Korotkevich and Boris Levine, which is very smart, got the same score. The only difference is that I got, or mostly the same score. The only difference is that I got a smaller penalty, because I was active throughout the competition, and then Gennady came on the last day and solved everything, as you can see by the penalty. So I was very lucky to get that prize, which is probably not happening. So I don't think it's worth it. Just I may make some more videos just to embarrass those guys. So yeah, that's okay. That is a very special kind of fun to have. Well, I don't recommend it. See you later.